And our political analyst Brian Sobel joins us now for another week of convention coverage. Day one, as we all just heard, got off to a rough start. Wasserman Schultz got booed this morning, then decided not to gavel in the convention. Not the way the Clinton campaign wanted things to go. No, but these conventions, as I was saying to some folks, are not these monolithic things that the party bosses want. There are people there representing all different candidates, and they all have different opinions. And with everything that's gone on, they want to voice their concerns. But if we just go back a week, we watched Ted Cruz go out of the bubble, as it were, and upset that convention. So this isn't unusual.
So Donna Brazile is the new interim head of the DNC. She apologized today to Bernie Sanders for the leaked emails.
Right.
Said it was inexcusable. Will that be enough, especially for the Bernie Sanders supporters who, quite frankly, are very angry?
For some, yes, and for others, no. I think we are going to see some ongoing arrestive feelings by the Sanders supporters who really got behind him because it was a movement. And they're not moving over quickly because Hillary Clinton, or even tonight, Bernie Sanders asks them to. Some of those folks feel like just because Bernie Sanders isn't in the race doesn't mean their concerns, their points of view are now somehow aligned totally with Hillary Clinton.
Well, everyone, as you mentioned, Bernie Sanders is speaking tonight. Everyone waiting to hear what he has to say. He's going to try to convince his supporters to vote for Hillary Clinton. What does he have to say to them to make them do that, or to urge them to get them to do that?
Well, I think he has to talk about the goal. The goal is to get Hillary Clinton elected. So I know that you're feeling bad. I feel your pain, as it were. But at the end of the day, we have to elect Hillary Clinton. That's what he has to say. I also suspect that there's going to be a lot of cheering, booing, all those sorts of things. And that's part of the process. And I think for the Sanders supporters, they have to have one last big push. Not that they're going to change anything, but letting the nation know that they're not happy.
So in a 60 Minutes interview last night, Hillary Clinton said she had no idea at all what the DNC was doing.
Yes.
First of all, do you believe that? And secondly, if people don't believe this, doesn't this go right to the heart of the whole trust issue with Hillary Clinton?
I would find it hard to believe that she was not being informed about initiatives being undertaken at the highest levels to make sure that she had an advantage. I think very early on it was clear that the Democratic bosses put their hearts and souls and money behind Hillary Clinton, and they were going to make that happen. I always laugh when I hear, Frank, these things about the independent expenditure committees and candidates, and the law requires that you have separation. And yet, the fact is, I know from being on the inside oftentimes that, and watching these things, that there is some connections. They're not direct, but everybody knows what everybody's doing. And I suspect in this case, that is exactly what was going on. She knew what was going on.
So that's going to hurt her then again with credibility.
Well, she's going to try to dodge that bullet. And the Clintons, as we know, are pretty good at that. And she's going to say, hey, it was a fair thing, and I didn't know about the most egregious emails, and maybe she didn't. But about the effort to make sure that she was the front runner and that she was getting the support from the Democratic Party, to that, I think there's no doubt.
Well, a lot more to talk about later on tonight. We'll be watching an interesting start to another week, a big week in Philadelphia.
A big week in Philadelphia.
All right, Brian, thank you.
Absolutely.